Welcome back to Lazy Cat Reactions. Today I'm doing the 5th episode of Good Witch called The Kite. It looks like they are going to try and find Joy's father in this one. As we know so far, we've had kind of a bit of a mystery surrounding the Merrywick women. Martha's identical cousin has appeared now that Martha is a grandmother. And of course Stephanie and Adam are friends, but not together, even though Adam is still in love with her. So, let's get started. Again, the mystery surrounding how the kite got to her.
Turn to the next chapter.
Dream. Alright, so obviously a dream. First 11 minutes of Good Witch done. So obviously Joy still feels the abandonment from her father leaving, which makes sense. And if you heard meowing, that was my cat, because he obviously wants food. He always wants food. I don't know if you can see him in the vid or not. Maybe you will later. And of course this one, as you can see, I just want to tickle her little toes because they're so cute. But yeah, anyways, so it's funny that the guys are going to be roped into joining this leopard club. And I wonder what's going to happen. I have a feeling Martha's going to go ahead and find a way to get Stephanie out of that parking ticket. It just seems like that's how it's going to go. And I was a little annoyed with Joy when she was saying to Stephanie, oh, that's private, regarding the squirrel with the bow tie, because my attitude is, you asked her to check your phone. So you have to, granted, you know, she could have checked it and just been like, but anyone's going to be curious when they see a squirrel with a bow tie. But I don't know, that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, you asked her to check your phone, of course she's going to be curious when she sees something strange on here. Let's keep going.
Well, you know him as Sup, bro.
You're going on a date with your godfather.
Because this one dug up my house.
You're probably safe. Tune him out and I hear that. Revenge is best served cold.
I'm hip to
Found him, Joy.
ask him where.
So, no wonder Cassie feels so bad about her parents. The first vision she had was something happening to them, you know, going out and dying. So, that kind of explains a few things. I feel bad for Adam, you know, it's like he's trying. And as Donovan said, Sam will come around. I think Sam is being a little too much of a dick to him. Granted, he did it, but it wasn't like there was malicious intent. You know, he did it. He didn't expect that he was going to fall on his arm and injure it. If anything, you could kind of blame Sam for that, for not really being prepared, not wearing elbow guards or knee guards, you know, even though he's just playing a friendly game of basketball and obviously doesn't expect it. You know, there's so many things. And it could have been someone else. If it hadn't been Adam, maybe someone else would have bumped into him and caused him to get injured. So I think he's being a little unfair to Adam, personally. The bunny's the first.
Root beer.
Say, wait, I feel about ribs. Get BLT?
Not as good as Sam's, but not too shabby.
Are you okay?
Been a rough trip. How about you?
So we know that they will find the amulet. My guess is if they don't find it by the end of the episode, obviously it'll be like the next episode or two. I have a feeling it'll be the end of this episode, But we'll see. Again, it might not be for an episode or two. Make you kind of forget about it and then bring it back. Sometimes they do that. It looks like things might be alright with Stephanie and her date. You know, she's like, we're supposed to be on a date. And I'm thinking, yeah, but you did say you wanted to keep it casual, and nothing's more casual than that. I get that it isn't exactly what she would approve, and I'm sure anyone would be like that. When you go on a date, obviously you want to do stuff that you're both interested in. Dinner, movie, whatever. But, sometimes it doesn't always work out like that. I mean, my third date with my boyfriend, we went to see Exit Wounds. This was back in like 2001 with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Not a movie I would choose to see, but I wanted to spend the time with him, even though we were sitting in a darkened theater. I wanted to spend the time with him, so I was like, oh, all right. And to be honest, it wasn't that bad of a movie. Not my type of movie, but it wasn't that bad. So, sometimes you do have to compromise and maybe not necessarily do something that you want to do, especially if it's someone you really like. So I kind of like the idea of them staying in and having a meal at home, especially because he brought everything. And it's kind of like he, in a way, did the legwork. He got the food, he got the entertainment. So he is invested in the date. It's not like he just showed up and was expecting her to do everything. So I think Stephanie does need to give a little bit of slack. And maybe she has now that she says, oh, well, now you've unleashed a champion. So maybe we'll see them actually kind of spend a little more time together and get together. But I don't know. I still think they might be creating a triangle because I don't think Adam's completely out of the picture. I'm kind of hoping that Adam, at some point grabs her and kisses her or something. May not happen, but I'm kind of hoping. Especially because, as Sam pointed out, Adam's still in love with her. So, we're almost done, kitty kitty. And then you can get some food.
One final task. You boys will have earned your spots.
Now Donovan's sitting between
Wash and
them.
wax every member's car in the parking lot. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't blame you. It's definitely... I'd follow his advice if I were you, Feldman.
Oh, any time, any place, oh, Hanrahan.
Okay, guys. You're friends. This isn't how you work things out.
Maybe this is exactly how...
Good. Sam and Adam made up, which I'm happy about. And yeah, Cassie, of course, is blaming herself. And like Abigail said, she was 10. You can't blame yourself when you're 10. She didn't know. Had she been an adult, maybe. But she was 10. She didn't know any better. So I like how Hallmark is getting a little deeper with issues this season. It's obviously family friendly and everything. In the past 6 seasons, they've had, great storylines and everything. But this is kind of delving in a little darker and a little deeper, because we've got Joy, who had a father abandon her and a mother who died at 17. We have this with Cassie feeling this guilt. So it's nice to see them kind of expanding their range and actually going a little darker and deeper. Obviously, they'll never talk about issues, like sex or whatnot, because it's family friendly. Although that might not be a bad thing, because even family friendly, if nothing else, it starts a conversation. And also, since they are kind of exploring the whole LGBT aspect with Joy and Taylor, that obviously would be another kind of family topic. So if you do have young children watching the show, obviously it's something you can explain to them. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. So it would be kind of nice, even though it's considered family friendly, to, if nothing else, kind of touch on or give kind of the impression with something like sex or drugs or some other real world issues, even if they kept it kind of light, because it still touches on it but still keeps it, of course, family friendly, because you can do that and still have it be considered family friendly.
I better start studying.
Don't worry, I'll be grading on a curve. With the amulet gone, what do we do?
Well, we're about to find out.
Sleepwalking.
A Barker.
Sleepwalking.
Sleepwalking?
Looks more like sleepwalking.
On whose bushel? The jelly.
My parking ticket.
It was all me. Oh.
The honey's on the counter behind the suit.
Next Sunday night on an all-new Goodrich. I'll go over Rapunzel so I can make my wish. Rapunzel lived in the tower, but wish away. My ring. I haven't been out on a date in a long time.
Yeah, me neither.
But I can't imagine it's changed that much.
Six-string Sammy.
Wow, man.
You may as well get the band back together.
An all-new Goodrich. Next Sunday night at 9. Exclusively on Hallmark.
So for the previews for next week, it looks like when Abigail makes her wish, her ring falls off into the well, which is probably a bad omen. So we're going to get something going on with that. I like how they flew the kite at the end. I think that obviously Cassie told Sam what was going on, which is why obviously they were flying the kite. It's still a mystery, obviously, with this season. I mean, what does this all mean? Because they're talking about water, gift, and protection. And it's like, what do water and gift mean? Well, water could represent that little ocean or river or wherever they were that they floated up to. Gift, I mean, I don't know. I'm not good at any of this, so I'm not even really going to speculate. I wonder if we'll find out more about Martha and the sleepwalking. But it looks like some time has passed with the next episode because Sam is not wearing the arm brace anymore. So, but it is still winter. Normally, I think these guys film like in the summer and whatnot, but obviously they filmed over winter because they finished filming for the season in like February or March of this year. Because obviously, they were allowed to continue. So my hope is that we will get like a Halloween special, and if we do, they'll probably be back to filming in August. Because generally it seems that that's when they film, like late summer, early fall. So hopefully. So it is kind of weird to see it kind of during winter, because generally with Good Witch, it's usually more fall time. But I also kind of like it because, it does show it obviously as different times of the year, which is what you should have, So, we are halfway through this season because I'm guessing Hallmark is going to continue with the same amount of 10 episodes per season. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you have any idea what water, gift, and protection mean, how you see the rest of the season going. Do you like the idea of Joy and Taylor together, or Stephanie and the French guy, whose name I still don't know? I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on Instagram at LazyCatReactions, and you can also see that name in the outro coming up. I have some things coming for the summer and hopefully fall. If you follow me on Patreon, I hope in the month of October to be doing a Spooktober where I will be reacting to some horror movies, and that should be exclusive on Patreon, although I may change my mind and post a few on here. We shall see. But I thank you guys for joining me and for watching my cat. Oh, look at that. And for watching my cat sleep behind me the entire time, and hearing my other cat wandering around because he's hungry, as always. I'll see you next time. Bye.